and call for help. If you know they use your electrical appliances like AC, fan, light, even your television, off am when you dey comot.
Plenty wires or bad connection fit start fire wey no go easy to stop.
If fire catch your electrical appliances or oil fire, use fire extinguisher, run comot sharp sharp. Find your way, call emergency people.
Make you know where you go pass comot if fire start. Practice am with your family or work people. Stay low if smoke plenty. Bend down, creep comot so you no go inhale bad smoke.
Your safety dey your hand o. Shine your eye well well. Stay ready. No let fire wahala catch you. This message now from we catch up station, Bonny FM 90.9. This is the Bonny FM special. Live on Bonny FM 90.9.
Imagine a world where everyone keeps their word, where promises are not broken, and honesty is the real currency. Sounds good, right? Well, it starts with you. Return what isn't yours. Do your work the right way. Tell the truth, even when it is not easy. Because integrity is like a light. Once you switch it on, others can see the way. So today, tomorrow, and every day, choose honesty. Choose responsibility. Choose integrity. Your character speaks louder than your voice. This message is from Bonny FM 90.9.
Nigeria's finest radio, Bonny FM 90.9. This is Bonny FM special. And you know, whenever we have that special conversation, we bring it to you at this time. And of course, this one seems to have gotten a lot of attention, not just because of any other reason, but the people are yearning to listen to their leader. And today, after a very long while, we've been hoping that you were going to come. And I'm happy that we got the information and that finally you responded to our call and you were coming. And it's a very great opportunity to have this conversation with you. Like somebody said during our first year anniversary, Bonny FM seems to be Bonny Local Government seems to be the only local government which has a dedicated radio station, isn't it? And so you get this opportunity to have conversations and speak to your people, and they are excited to speak to you. Actually, I must say that for the first 1 hour, for about 1 hour today, people were calling us on radio to tell us different things they want us to ask you. So we've curated some of those questions, but of course we also had conversations that we prepared that we wanted us to talk about. So, ladies and gentlemen, live in the studio with me this morning is the executive chairman of Bonny Local Government, also a one-time, a two-term lawmaker in the River State House of Assembly, and you can call him a prominent politician in River State by all standards. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome with me, Honorable Amasenibo Abinye Blessing Pepple. Good morning.
Thank you so much.
Let's give you a round of applause. Okay, we move on quickly to the conversations this morning. We get straight to it and have a very robust conversation. You've been here. You've assumed office since 1st of September 2025. And if you look at that is roughly about 8 to 9 months, isn't it?
No, about 5 months.
Oh,
5
sorry.
months.
It's feeling longer than that
5
already.
to 6 months. Yeah.
Okay. So let's talk about how your journey so far and the vision that is driving your administration this far.
First and foremost, I'd like to thank God Almighty for the sincere opportunity and rare privilege to have the opportunity to serve the good people of Bonny Local Government on this auspicious time. So far, so good. We're doing our best. We're enjoying strong collaborations with all stakeholders, particularly the good people of Bonny Local Government, to ensure that programs and projects we do has to meet with the needs assessments of the people. So far, so good.
Okay. So I would want to give you ample time to, in your own words, reel out what you would consider as achievements in this past 5 months.
Well, first and foremost, I want to say clearly that since we came on board, you will agree with me that the security situation in the local government have been so amazing and fantastic. For us, we have 3 cardinal agenda for this administration: the welfare of the people, education, and security. Since we came on board, we have enjoyed strong collaboration of all security agencies. And you can recall that for the very first time, over 30 years, we had a Christmas in 2025 where no one was molested, no one was arrested, there was no gunshot, there was virtually nothing. Everywhere was peaceful. People came around the Niger Delta, around the world, to enjoy the Christmas in Bonny. We made it possible because we are irrevocably committed to the welfare and security of our people. Not just on the island. I literally moved around the villages to see things for myself. If the security architecture we are putting in place is working, see, it walked around the villages. I went to so many villages. It was enjoyment, and fun. Everywhere was absolutely peaceful. So if there is any greatest achievement the last 5 or 6 months, it is the security architecture we have put in place for this local government. Mind you, say that the federal government asset is here. It is our duty and responsibility as a government to provide that sufficient security to allow more investors to come into Bonny Island. So that's our focus.
Okay, but people have a lot of questions around many other things, and these questions will definitely be driving a lot of the conversations this morning. But before we get there, what would you look at as the most challenging aspect of leading this local government thus far? What would you look at as the most challenging aspect for leading in your leadership role at the local government thus far?
Well, the most challenging area that has confronted this administration is the lack of integration. A lot of people have been completely alienated from the activities of government, and I felt it is not healthy. You know, when you continue to exclude the people, you're not sending a good signal. It has to be participatory. It has to be inclusive governance. So we felt for us to get it right, for the very first time, we have to integrate the people into governance. For the very first time, we felt it was necessary to look at areas where poverty alleviation, welfare of the people will become our watchword. What did we do? We have to create pockets of intervention that will give people a sense of integration and a sense of participation. As I speak to you, for the first time in our local government, we have a welfare package that cuts across 817 persons. It has never happened in the history of the local government, where every son and daughter can have a sense of belonging in what is happening in government, particularly to address the issue of education, to address the issue of personal welfare, and to ensure that the security architecture in the local government is not truncated. When the people are hungry, when there are lacks and wants, people will look at alternative ways and means to survive, and that will culminate to security breach. So we felt that integration of the people into governance is one of the fundamental elements that we have taken very seriously.
But many people would argue that welfareism is not a sustainable way of poverty alleviation. What's your position on that?
Let me clearly say this. If you look at our sustainable development program, we are doing 100 million naira for scholarship scheme for sons and daughters of Bonny origin in tertiary institution. As I speak to you, we are rounding up the verification exercise. We had a lot of challenges during the exercise because it's not something we are doing as a one-off. For our local government, it has never happened before. So we want to do a sustainable scholarship program where we have a comprehensive database of our sons and daughters studying all over Nigeria, particularly in public universities. So it's not all about issuing forms. It's all about getting the biodata correctly, where people cannot take advantage of the system to abuse the process. As I speak to you, we're almost rounding up the verification exercise so that we'll have it as a comprehensive database in the local government. What we'll do in 2027 will just to add those that will be gaining admission in 2027, will just update the data. Those that will be graduating in the year 2027 will be expunged from the list. So it's not something we are going to do in a hurry because we want to keep it as a comprehensive database.
Do you plan, because this is the aspect of sustainability I'm looking at, do you plan to have a legal backing or a legal structure that makes sure that this kind of initiative, though very good, doesn't end with your administration, even if you do 2 tenures?
Okay, what's more important is that we have an appropriation. By the grace of God, on Tuesday, we are going to present the 2026 appropriation to the Bonny Local Government Legislative Council. Our education policy is embedded in that appropriation. Okay. So it is appropriated for. I think every responsible government shouldn't just come and undermine education. You cannot talk about growth of the community. You cannot talk about the prosperity of the community without paying strong attention to education. So I think that our concern is to ensure that whatever thing we are doing is appropriated for. So since it is in the appropriation bill, I think
that's a form of legal backing.
That's a form of legal backing. Thank you.
Okay.
Very much.
Another big question that I won't waste time for us to get to really quick is the question around what everybody seems to have tied to you as your brainchild, and of course a profession which you practiced yourself. It's the project that you attracted during your time in the River State House of Assembly, and I think that this gives a chance for you to maybe put in clear perspective what the issues have been, even from your time in the House of Assembly when you were able to attract this project, and till now when people still feel that we've not seen active service, and that is the fire station. I recall that during your campaign you had mentioned that you were going to work on the fire station. I want to believe that you might have faced some challenges. Talk to us about that and then elaborate on what the expectations should be.
Thank you so much. You may recall that in 2012 I was gainfully employed as a contract staff with the Nigerian LNG in the fire department. I studied chemical petroleum engineering for my first degree before other certification courses in emergency response and fire aviation. So I have balanced knowledge when it comes to emergency response or firefighting. I got the experience at the NLNG while I was working there. So when I was privileged by God Almighty and the good people of Bonny to go to the House of Assembly in 2015, I had to conceptualize that project. And to the glory of God, that project was delivered, but the sustainability became an issue because At that time, the local government couldn't do the necessary thing to legislate and integrate the remuneration of those that work there into the local government structure.
Okay.
So now that I came on board as local government chairman, I have done my best to ensure that the local assembly has accepted what I have done by forwarding the bill, the Bonny Fire Station bill to them. They are working on the bill, and I'm sure that soon they will come up with a public hearing. After public hearing, the bill will be passed by the local assembly. Then I will sign it into law. That is what will give me the authority to spend public fund on the fire station. That is what's going to give me the authority to ensure that those that work there, the firemen and other paramedics that work there, we can now use taxpayers' money
to pay
their salaries.
So basically, you said that before now, the burden of salaries, that is the overhead cost of running the place, has been the major issue.
That's the major issue. And as a member of the State House of Assembly, I do not have the capacity to sustain the salary of those that work there. My duty is to provide the infrastructure. And that was exactly what I did. But unfortunately, and very regrettably, people expect me as a member of the House of Assembly to fund and sustain a public utility. That is very ridiculous. So, but now that we have the yam and the knife, we are putting the framework, the legal framework, to ensure that you take over the fire station as a local government and fund it without any hesitation. So that's what we are doing. And so far, we have done the rehabilitation. We have concluded the rehabilitation. We have concluded the training of those that will man the fire station. The stage we are in now is to have the legal or the constitutional framework to use taxpayers' money to pay those that work at the fire station. So far so good. Let our people be patient so that we don't get it wrong.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you, with your experience and knowledge of situation, can you put a time to when we should expect the activation of this fire station, especially with the bill having been presented to the
House?
House, yes.
Like I told the leader of the House that I will want the public hearing to be all inclusive. Get the private sector to be part of it. So let's say ultimately around June. Okay. Around June 2026.
We'll be looking at that.
We'll be looking at June so that we'll get it correctly.
Okay. You heard that first right here. More questions are coming in, and we will be moving on to. You mentioned it in the course of your conversation, the presentation of the 2026 appropriation bill to the Legislative House. Many people will be wondering, why are we just presenting the appropriation bill around March? But I remember that in November last year, you signed the supplementary bill into law, and you told us it was going to run the course of 5 months. But the question I would like to ask before we go into the 2026 appropriation is, in a matter of percentage, what would you say is the execution and funding? Okay, let me start. Is a funding is one thing to budget, is another thing to fund the budget. So what would you say is the percentage of funding / execution of the 2025 supplementary bill that you submitted?
Okay, first and foremost, I'd like our people to know that appropriation is all about estimate. And funding is through the fact allocation and internally generated revenue. Like you rightly mentioned, it's going to expire, the supplementary appropriation will expire in the month of March. And that is why we had to ensure that, if not for the fact that today is public holiday, I would have presented the appropriation today.
I'm aware of that.
Yeah, I would have done that today. But because the federal government of Nigeria has directed or issued a notice that today and tomorrow is public holiday, the House is not sitting on Mondays, so we have to wait until the sitting day of the Legislative Council. So by Tuesday, we'll do that. Now, in terms of benchmark, I think we have done 75% of the supplementary appropriation. We have for the first time in the history of our local government, we have the Bonny Local Government Marriage Registry, yes. I came on board, and what I saw is heartbreaking, you know. a local government that we hold to a very high esteem can sit in one room where you see rodents and everything, as marriage registry, no fan, no air condition, no nothing. It's a total shame. I can't withstand that. Bonny people are civilized people, so we need to correct those narratives. If you go to other climes, you go to marriage. That is why nobody here uses that place for their marriage activities. They go to Port Harcourt, they go to Obiakpo. So we felt that no, during our supplementary appropriation, we have to include it. If you go to that place where we have that project, is on the parapet. I'm sure in the next two weeks we'll be roofing. That project will be ready in the next. Just give us less than 90 days. That project will be ready because we are doing a solid job. We came and we saw that a local government like Bonny, there's something they call Mama Put. I don't know if you know what called Mama Put. They bring food in the morning, and people in local government will just buy rice 20 naira, garri 10 naira. It's a shame. I said, no, we need to have a befitting local government canteen. You go to Obiakpo, you see local government canteen. You go to Faga, you see local government canteen. A local government like this, people will bring Mama Put, not under our watch. That project is on roofing stage. Go and see it. Anything we are telling you, go and verify. If you go to community, Abalabia community, we are building the Abalabia Mise Youth Development Center. That project is ongoing. You go there, you see it.
Okay.
Go to Cable Road, where we call Cable Road. For the first time in Nigeria, a local government is building care home for the elderly. It has never happened before. Like I told you, we have a 3-matra: security, welfare, and education. That project is ongoing. For the first time, people or persons living with disability have been excluded from society. As I speak to you, the project we are doing now is house for persons living with disability. That project is ongoing. We have a lot of primary health centers in Bonny Local Government. Once those projects are completed, we'll move some of those nurses to those centers to take care of these persons with challenges. Every month they earn salary, so there's not much for them to do at the primary health centers, so we'll pick some of them to man these centers. When you wake up in the morning, check the high blood pressure, give the elderly a sense of belonging. Under climbs, they do it. Why are you even a leader? A leader is to provide hope, provide the necessary amenities for your people. Within 5 months, we won't be able to touch all areas. The administration is for 3 years. We have done 5 months. So you don't expect that I will build all the roads, build all the hospitals in 5 months. But so far, so good. We are doing our best. Let me say this. Growing up as a child, I saw the local government Corpus Lodge. If you go there, in fact, it's in a pitiable situation. This local government, in less than 5 months, we are rounding up the new Bonny Local Government Corpus Lodge. The state director of NYSC came and asked me, why are you doing this kind of thing? I have never seen a local government embarking on such project. The new Corpus Lodge is going to be the best. Once we are done, we'll move the Corpus to this new site. The old site, we will rehabilitate it for the welfare of the people. We don't believe in noise making. We don't. This is an administration that is anchored on deliverables, and we are going to do our best. So 5 months is not enough. We are going to do more.
All right. So going into the refocusing our gaze now on the appropriation bill that is going to be submitted on Tuesday. Give us a little bit of insight into the areas and the aspects of your administration, or that your administration will be focusing on.
Firstly, for the first time, we want to build Artificial Intelligence and Information Communication Center.
Wow.
It is in the 2026 appropriation bill. You know, Bonny people are very intelligent people. Our youths are very smart. Give them the right tools, they are going to do well. I feel that giving them the right tool, they are going to create wealth for themselves. If there's any project that I hold to a very high esteem, is the Artificial Intelligence and Information Communication Center that will be built this year in the 2026 appropriation. That project is key to me, and I know that by the time our students, our graduates come back home to utilize the opportunities of what we're going to have in the center, it will create more job opportunity for them. There's another project that is key to us, the Bonny Local Government Skill Acquisition Center.
Okay.
We need to build capacity for our youths. You need to give them an opportunity to excel. Like I said, I was opportuned to embark on other certification courses, apart from the fact that I'm a graduate. So when you have a skill acquisition center, you're giving our youth the opportunity, apart from being a graduate of banking and finance, you still have the opportunity to come back home to utilize what you have to build skill and to build capacity. These two projects are very important to me, because if you give 40 to 60% of the youth's direction, the local government will be peaceful. The local government will be calm. I studied chemical petroleum engineering, like I told you, but I'm a firefighter. I had to acquire a skill. In fact, it was the skill that I acquired that gave me a job. The only advantage I had was that NLNG said, for you to apply, you must have OND, HND, or BSc. So the BSc, the Bachelor of Engineering I had, was an added advantage. That was why I was able to apply. But 80% of what made me to pass the exam was my training as a firefighter. So the Skill Acquisition Center we're going to do this year is important to me. The AI and the Information Communication Center is also important to me. These two projects are priority for me in the 2026 appropriation.
All right. You've already mentioned your work in human capacity development, especially for the young people. We would be looking at basic amenities, and I'm very interested in that, because access to basic amenities seems to remain key issues in many communities, not just even in the mainland. So what steps is your administration taking to improve the areas like water supply, for example? Now, light has become really abysmal, and I'm sure that a lot of people want to hear what your thought is on this, inclusive. And so many complaints already around BUC not meeting up the expectations. So, what are you doing in that direction?
Yeah.
What are your plans?
I totally agree with you. I know when BUC started, sometimes we used to have light for 2 years.
Yes.
We used to have light for 3 years. I remember one time I was in Bonny. I came to do a few things. I was here for like 6 months. The light didn't blink for 6 months. I can tell you that. But because of the influx of people into the island, the need for expansion is inevitable. Now that we have the board of Bonny Road almost at 98%, I will advocate that the need for expansion becomes necessary. BUC, they are doing their best. I can't sit here and say that they are not doing their best.
Okay.
The challenges confronting the BUC is expansion. It's just for stakeholders like us, the traditional institution, the government, stakeholders, to sit together and look at how we'll review the mandate of BUC and get all parties to support for the expansion. The same thing is inclusive of the light.
Water, you meant?
Light and water.
Okay.
The challenge is expansion. In fact, the other day I wrote a formal letter requesting to meet with the management of the BUC. We met. They are trying to put up a new reservoir somewhere
I think I'm aware of that too.
Okay, somewhere along the waterway area.
Yes.
That project is ongoing. I'm sure that by the time that project is completed, these challenges of water will be a thing of the past. Basically, they're doing their best. They are doing that best.
But how is your government supporting them? Because some of the, and I'd like to quickly just butt in a bit more, because part of the complaints that BUC said, even though they said they do not have enough megawatts of power, they also complain about the fact that a bit of infrastructure like transformer in some areas, for example, developing areas like some parts of Abalamabi,
water well,
and all those areas
yes.
where new development is coming in,
up. Yeah.
They complain that transformers in those areas would reduce the issues, because sometimes they put off this power at peak periods to avoid everybody, drawing from it and then spoiling the transformers that are existing. So how is your government intervening in these areas?
Okay, just recently, the Bonny Utility Company has granted the Secretary to Local Government to be part of the board.
Okay.
So I now have the Secretary to Local Government
Your
as
eyes and ears in there.
As a board member of Bonny Utility Company. So I expect that in their next board meeting, the Secretary to Local Government will attend, so that he'll be able to brief me properly what are the issues, what are the challenges, so that we can collaborate. We cannot just complain of BUC. What effort are we making? What are the indices we're putting in place to ameliorate these challenges? So it is my hope and huge expectation that the Secretary to Local Government in their next board meeting will sufficiently brief me that this is the situation of things, so that we can show some support. The governance is all about inclusiveness. So if we go out of our briefs to give certain support elsewhere, so there's nothing wrong to give support within our system. So I'm confident that when I'm properly briefed, I will look at areas of integration.
Okay. I'll ask one more question, because we do not have beyond, we have just till 11 o'clock for this conversation to expire. However, like I said, we had a whole hour for people to have called in before now, and I knew that if we're going to take calls live now, it was going to really take a lot of our time. So we have a few questions curated both on Facebook, WhatsApp, and a few of people that called. So I'd like to ask those questions. But before then, and also a recording of that, those Q&A sessions, those questions earlier, I can pass it on to your assistant so you can have a clear understanding. But in the area of healthcare, you mentioned that you intend to pull a few nurses from there to the different areas, old people's home, and even the people living with disabilities center that you're looking at to help, which is a very brilliant initiative, we must underscore. However, not many people agree that public health on the island is sufficient. As though we may have primary health care centers, but people do not have as much faith in them. They feel they may be underfunded and under-equipped. And I'm worried about you taking a few of the, even understaffed in some cases, taking some of them away. What is your plan for healthcare?
Well, in the 2026 appropriation, we intend to do some donations in terms of equipment. Is already embedded. The Senior Special Advisor on Health, Dr. Humphrey Danjumbo, has advised where government will intervene. There are some of the equipment that he wrote as an internal memo to me, which we have included in the appropriation bill. Okay. I'm sure that this year we'll make some donations, in terms of equipment. Now, in terms of recruitment, it is not within the powers of the local government chairman to recruit local government workers. Yes, it's not within our powers. It is only the governor of River State.
They can recruit for the local government.
Yes, they can give just directive. Without approval of the governor, any employment I do is illegal. It is not acceptable.
And you cannot add some kind of ad hoc staffing to them, maybe contract staffing?
No, yeah, that is within my powers. Okay. It's just like I can do ad hoc staff and direct that those ad hoc staff be paid on monthly basis. That is within my powers. But once I leave,
that will be stopped.
That will be stopped.
It's not sustainable.
Once I leave, I don't have such powers to give them employment that will give them opportunity to earn their gratuity and all of it. It is only the governor of River State that is vested with such powers by the provision of the 1999 Constitution.
I haven't mentioned the governor. I'm going to talk a little bit of politics towards the end of the show, because it's impossible to have you. We're heading towards your party's national convention, so we'll talk some politics. But let's switch a little bit to some of the questions that the people have asked us to ask you. And let me apologize first of all to start with to everyone who had called earlier. We may not be able to ask all the questions you have asked us to ask because of the time, but the recording will be passed on to your media assistants, and they will be able to brief you. So maybe when we have another session like this, hopefully, do you think we should do this monthly, Mr. Chairman?
Yes, it's good. In fact, I'm excited, talking to my people.
Yes.
This is the very first time since I was elected as chairman that I have the opportunity and right privilege to talk to my people. So I'm glad. I'm glad.
Stroll through our Facebook, you see the excitement is going. Everybody is really excited.
No, I'm also excited. I'm glad. I'm happy.
So there is this conversation, and I'd like to start on that note, because I don't want to discount it by saying petty, but it's a very important one. And I believe, I didn't want to speak on your behalf, so I believe that you'll be able to speak to this. Someone alleged and said that the women that were tied wrappers, that after displaying wrapper, that they collected wrapper from them. And I'm like, no, I know you personally, but again, it is not my place. I don't work for the government. I don't speak for the government. But this is the allegation, that after the wrappers were displayed, that they were collected back. And I don't know. How do you want to react or respond to that?
This is sad indeed, because I can't do that. First, those women, I don't even know them. There was a memo to me, internal memo, requesting that, Chairman, as part of your 100 days in office, and as someone who grew up here, who understands the culture and tradition of the people, will advise that you do this. It's okay. I minuted it to the Secretary to Local Government to advise further. Secretary minuted to me and said, look, Chairman, you can go ahead.
It's a good idea.
It's a good idea, go ahead. So we had to put up a committee headed by Secretary to Local Government to carry out that exercise. I gave approval for the program. It was the day I attended that event that I knew the women.
Everybody. Yeah,
I don't know them.
I can understand how that works.
I don't know them.
So okay.
Coming to say that that was retrieval is so sad and ridiculous. To give to who? Is it to my wife or to my daughter? Is sad. So please discount that. It's not correct.
What I would want you to do a bit further just on this case could be, and because the wheel of government is quite large, there are many people in that process. Maybe a little investigation, maybe the secretary is here, and since you headed that committee, maybe a little investigation. It could be some of your downlines who might have felt some level of, how do I say now, entitlement to the women that were picked. At least do something for us to that. But you understand the way this thing will work. So it may, and that's why I said I felt it was ridiculous to have felt that at your level would. But again, good that you have addressed and given us a clear picture of how this panned out. Another question that has been bothering people, and to be very honest, I was very impressed with some very proactive things that you did, especially at the very beginning of your administration. For example, that town hall meeting. It was a very proactive idea. However, people are still complaining about the price of transportation between Port Harcourt and Bonny. It feels some way as though we are being taken advantage of. Something we were complaining about from the boat side seems to have reared its ugly head again now that the buses and the road is here. For example, an example somebody gave, from Eleme Junction to Aba is almost the same distance from that place to Bonny. But the cost of going from Eleme Junction to Aba by bus is just 2,500. But going from Bonny to Port Harcourt by the same bus is minimum 4,000, is between 4,000 and 7,000, even now that there is a bit of fuel increase. And people are wondering, what can you do as a government to intervene, especially, or what do you plan to do to intervene, especially for the good of our people?
Well, I'm just hearing this for the first time. Our concern basically is to ensure that the security of the corridor of board of Bonny Road is sufficiently secured. That I will not compromise under any circumstances, even when there was huge pressure that, look, Chairman, you said the gates should be locked up by 7 p.m. every day. Don't you think it's time to review? I will not review. The security of the local government is my major priority. Once people can go about their normal businesses, sleep well at home, investors are coming in, the local government is peaceful, the kingdom is peaceful, I'm good to go, no matter the level of abuse. So these other concerns that we have raised, I would like to thank God Secretary to Local Government is here. I will direct him to invite the stakeholders. I'd like to meet with them. We have to design a regulatory framework for them to operate so that you don't suffocate our people. There is hunger in the land. People need to survive. You don't need to add further suffering on the people. You know, it's not everybody that has a badge to side. So you don't need to suffocate the people because the mentality the mentality is that the place is rich, people are working, so levying them 5,000, 7,000, they have the capacity to pay. It's not correct. There are a lot of people that are still looking for a job. So we won't allow that.
And I think that, you may need to please, and this is another area that I want to just suggest, you may need to please have conversations with your counterparts in Gokana, because for our people who are bringing goods in, there are now some people who are collecting whether Yes, they are collecting tolls, you know, some kind of local government something in that place between Port Harcourt and here for goods that you're already paying extra for to transport in, and they are collecting some tolls. I think you may need to please step in to have that conversation to see that those kind of tolls do not increase the cost of what people are buying in Bonny.
I think I will talk to him, but let me just say this.
Okay.
For the very first time in this local government, under my watch, no market, no petty trader, no hotel, no lock-up store, no pharmacy, no shop pays 1 kobo to government.
This thing that you have said is good that you mentioned it now, but they are still charging us high. Chairman, we will go and catch them. They are charging us high.
As I speak to you, all the markets in Bonny, all the hotels in Bonny, all the pharmaceutical stores in Bonny, all the hospitals in Bonny, shops, I stopped them from asking to pay 1 kobo to this administration.
I think I'm aware about what you do. But why did you do that?
I did that because I want to reduce the pressure. How can a woman that is selling pepper in the market, you're asking the woman to pay demand notice? Demand notice for who? And for what? A woman has a shop struggling to sell garri and beans, and you have the infantry and temerity to go and serve local government demand notice to further suffocate the woman. I stopped all that.
But Chairman, I think that you please, whoever the supervisor is that is in charge of that, needs to ensure that the market people are actually carrying out your instruction and they are not taking advantage of it, because it's not, and to be honest, if I open the phone lines right now, you hear it, it's not your good gesture of a kind of reducing the cost of doing business in order for it to pass down to the cost of
the goods and services. Yes,
it's not reaching the common man.
That's the idea.
But that's the problem. It's not reaching the common man because the people maybe at the middle or towards the end of that chain, they are not letting. I'm telling you the truth. They're not letting it happen. In this local government, do you know that somebody was holding people ransom to continue selling bread at 2,005 when the cost of the bread coming in was at 1,007 in this local government, sir? I'm telling you, it was a serious situation that came to our attention. with the opening of the road, we
Yes.
expected that the cost of bringing the bread in
We reduce.
exactly. But at that time, they were trying to, if not for the noise and the revolt from the people, they were trying to strong arm the people who now started bringing bread by road. Of which the funny part was that it was the manufacturers in Port Harcourt that they used to go to bring it that started bringing it at their own cost to Bonny to cut cost.
Yes.
But the thing is not reaching the people. So please, I think that you need to look at the execution of some of these good ideas so that the benefit is reaching the people. I want to quickly move to others. We do not have a lot of time.
Thank you.
People are talking about the building and cemetery. Generally, because and like we explained during when they were asking the question, it seems that urban development has found us in a place whereby the cemeteries are now in the city centers, and especially the one close to the roundabouts, the Bonny Cemetery. They're complaining that is there a plan or can we find a way to relocate that cemetery because the burial practices seems to be very, very poor by health standards, and also that is so full now. What do you think we may find to that?
To be honest, it's been a huge concern to me, because I was told that the previous administration, acquired property along the corridors of both of Bonny Road,
okay,
for the purposes of the Bonny Cemetery. You can't believe that up till now, I have requested to see the documents and the survey plan for the property. I have not seen it.
Wow. It wasn't handed over in the handover note?
That was not handover note. I have directed
Wow.
the Director of Works, the HAG, the HPM, that I want to see the land document. I have not found any. It's not something I wish to say here, but it's a concern. There is a new site
That was acquired by the local government.
I have not seen the document. If I have seen the document, I will meet His Majesty the King and the Bonny Chiefs Council for us to look at how we're going to develop the new cemetery, execute that.
Okay.
But as I speak to you, I don't have such documents.
All right, two major issues. We do not have a lot of time, and I want to talk on these two major issues. They're very important. Okay, three now. First one is the construction of roads. In your conversations, I know that you have mentioned what you intend to do, which spans between security, welfare, and education. However, road infrastructure is a key part of security, in all honesty, and people are looking at the fact that because security is not just people committing crimes in terms of stealing and armed robbery, road accidents, unnecessary, fire incidents is also a form of insecurity when you look at a clogged environment. And people are saying this road from Simidia Junction to Wilbros, if done, could reduce traffic tension, especially in Akiama. And I know that you get to pass that road, so at least now all of us they experience. What's your disposition on that? Because you do not seem to favor road infrastructure. That's my perception.
Okay, we have a few internal roads in the 2026 appropriation. Few internal roads, the much we can execute for the fiscal year 2026. But particularly the road you've mentioned, everyone needs that road to be constructed. Just recently, I got a team from River State that came to see me from Port Harcourt. That they came from World Bank and River State, I think River State Ministry of Works. They said it's important for us to collaborate and look at priority roads where World Bank, that is collaborating with River State government, can execute. I think about 16-kilometer roads. They said they have about 16-kilometer roads for Bonny Local Government.
Wow.
So that road was part of the road I mentioned to them. So many other roads I mentioned to them. And one thing we don't want to do as an administration is to start a project we cannot complete.
To have an abandoned
No. We have a span of 36 months. We have just done 5 months. So the much we can do, we do. But that project is an important project. I wouldn't want to say anything now with regards to that Semidia Road. It's a huge project.
Do you think it's beyond the capacity of the local government in terms of when you look at your total revenue as to the cost of constructing such road within Bonny, to be precise?
Yes, we have gone there. I sent the director of works to go and do the scope, which he has done, and we are trying to look at our capacity
financially.
People don't know that up till now we don't get funds from the federal government. We're still under the state government.
Oh, why?
Yes, as I speak to you, we still run on Jack accounts. No money gets to us from federal government, even though Mr. President has directed.
But that is not being executed.
It's not been executed. So it is
because that brings me to one very interesting conversation that I heard some people having the other day, and they were arguing. You know how much they enter Abinye hand. That's what they talk about. They say,
no mind them.
Say this local government at least every month they get like 4 billion. So
then I'm still like this.
so I said I was going to ask you.
It's not correct.
We they get reach like 1 billion between internally generated and FAC.
Let me tell you, it took the grace of God for us to be able to pay salaries in December.
Wow.
It was zero allocation. What I mean, it was terrible.
I don't understand what you mean. Zero allocation.
Yes, it was when you're getting almost what you use in paying salaries. If not for God Almighty and the way my team were managing the situation to push the local government forward, it would have been a disaster. In fact, other local governments had to reduce the impress of their staff to be able to pay salary. But Bonny Local Government, we didn't reduce impress. We made sure that we pay full salary. And
but do you think we are maximizing the possibilities for internally generated revenue in Bonny Local Government?
Well, our challenge, just like yesterday, I have directed the Secretary to Local Government to write to Nigerian LNG and Renaissance. Let us know their vendors. Most of these companies are evading tax. They ensure that they just operate nicodemously, make their money and go. And they're not interested. They don't know that we're going to build roads, we're going to build health centers, we're going to build infrastructure. It is from the IGRO that will do all of that. But they invade. If we have 100 companies in Bonny Local Government, about 15 to 20 pays. The other 75, they invade. It's as bad as that. Like in Renaissance, the whole of the companies in Renaissance, that is SPDC, if there are 50, only 3 has paid. The rest 49 have not paid. When you call Ogade Abuja, just kind of so, and I have said, I don't want to run a system where you shut down companies because of revenue. That is barbaric. But they're not helping matters. If you go to Arue, all the companies there, they've not paid.
Wow. Okay.
It's a challenge.
Mr. Chairman, we cannot exhaust the conversation, but
Thank you so much.
Time is exhausted already. And we look forward to. I honestly want you to make a commitment that you should do this once a month.
Okay,
it will be very, very important.
No, quarterly is fine, please.
Monthly. If you want us to come and record it to your house, we will come. We're unable to talk politics now.
Yeah.
And I really am interested in the politics of it. Maybe one of these days, maybe from your comfort, we can do Zoom and talk
fine.
some politics because that's a very interesting one. When are you guys going for
APC National Convention?
Yes.
On Wednesday.
Okay. When you come back, we'll go talk to the remaining.
All right. Thank you so much.
That's the size of
people,
our show
I'm glad talking to you. I'm really excited. Thank you so much. I continue to appreciate your patience. Just be patient with us. We're barely 5 to 6 months. We'll have a span of 3 years. So just be patient with us. We're going to do our best to ensure that we run a system that is all inclusive. Thank you and God bless you all.
All right. That's the size of our show. Bonny FM special today with Honorable Abinye Blessing Pepple, the chairman, Bonny Local Government. Have a great rest of your day.